coast to coast and border to border. All over the world, over there at JiggyJaguar.com, JiggyJaguar.net. I got my man Izreal in the building.
It's your boy Izreal, the Midwest mogul in the making.
He is of course one of those old-fashioned.
And we got too damn many urban thugs. Yo.
And we got Cousin Chris with us in the building today because he is excited as punch for our first our first guest. We also have Jennifer, the local hood rat, in the building, and Steve Capella from Capella Music will be on the line very soon. He will be coming in to say hello to us, and we might have an appearance from Sean Story, probably not, but we're also going to talk to my good, close, personal, longtime friend, Mr. Ryan Stevenson from the Cotillion Ballroom here in the great city of Wichita, Kansas. But our first guest, hopefully he's on the line. Hopefully he can hear me. Hopefully it's we're getting it in where we fit in and all that stuff that the rappers say. I think we have Sharkboy on the line. Are you there, sir?
Hey guys.
You can hear me.
I'm
Look
here.
at that. Awesome. Now Sharkboy, what are you up to today, my friend? I know. Do you have a show this afternoon, or what's going on, my man?
No, nothing like that. It's I don't know if they told you guys that the NFL started today. Well, started Thursday, but yeah, my team's on right now. I'm watching the Bengals and the Bears play right now.
The Bengals and the Bears. Now, of course, I love the Bears.
You do not.
I love Jay Cutler.
You don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how that bodybuilder got on the field for the Bears. At least he gets that joke. Yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah, you got that. No one else did.
No one else did. But Sharkboy, what have you been up to lately? What's been going on? I know that we haven't seen you on TV in a while. I know you were on one of those one-night pay-per-views that the good old folks at TNA Wrestling put together. But what's been going on, man?
You know, still doing independent wrestling. A lot of stuff in the Midwest. That's where I'm located in Ohio, and I've been doing a lot of stuff around here. If it ain't on TV, it's like it doesn't happen. So a lot of people don't even realize that I'm still actively participating in the wrestling world, and that's I've been doing this for 16 years now, and I've always been kind of a journeyman independent wrestler. And I'm still hacking away at it, man.
We've got Sharkboy with us today here on Radio Xenu, also TalkRadioX.com. We've got Cousin Chris in the building, the big superstar. We got Izreal in the building, my man. He's out there hoofing the streets and selling CDs and making it happen. And then, of course, we have over there on the couch our lovely, lovely hood rat friend. If you want to get more information on what we're doing, watch live video, all that crap, go to JiggyJaguar.net. And Radio Xenu and Talk Radio X, if you want to listen to the audio, you can also download our app, Radio Loyalty. We just posted that on Twitter and Facebook. You can download that and say hello to us. Now, Sharkboy, me and Chris used to get into an argument about about you. He believes. Well, go ahead, jump in there.
I thought you were Garrett Bischoff. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's an insult to you, probably, because you're a way better wrestler than Garrett Bischoff is.
Garrett Bischoff's a little thicker than I am.
Well, maybe, but he still sucks. You're better. And when are we going to see a feud between you and Stone Cold E.T.?
Yeah, when are we going to see a feud between Sharkboy and Stone Cold E.T.?
Well, I would be up for that. That's some entertaining stuff, man. I've watched him, go through the drive-through restaurants and mess with the people. That's really entertaining stuff. I think he's hilarious. I actually got a voicemail from him in the middle of the night. Jimmy Yang was on a show with him out in New York, and he left me a voicemail in the middle of the night where he told me he didn't appreciate me doing an impression of him. It was really great.
That is awesome.
Do you like Christmas donuts like he does?
Yes.
I got the money.
Yeah.
He does.
That's like my favorite one.
They could have a Christmas donut on a pole match.
There you go.
Has the real
That's
Stone
money.
Cold Steve
That's
Austin
money right there.
Email just like stop doing my shit.
Yeah, has Austin ever got a hold of you and said, hey, you know,
That's my shit.
that's my shit. Stop doing me, son. Has he ever?
It's exactly the opposite, actually. He's actually been super supportive of it. He said things on Twitter. He said things in interviews about how he's entertained by it, and he thinks it's funny. So he said, I think the last thing he tweeted was, "Brothers got to eat" or something. You know, like he realizes.
Did he
that,
say brothers got to eat?
That this is part of my. Yeah, he said brothers got to eat. Like this is part of my thing now. You know what I mean? This is what I'm doing with the character, and he enjoys it. So I'm really thankful for that. I mean, he's obviously a great guy.
Hey, you know what? He's not doing nothing. You guys get together and make a faction. Stone Cold Steve Austin faction. Have ET, you, and him go after
With
everybody,
me and
beating everybody
ET?
up. Yeah, awesome.
I watched that.
Drinking beer and eating Christmas donuts.
And Reese Pacey's.
Yeah,
Now,
that's good TV.
you have been since you've been on the independent circuit. What do people think of the Sharkboy character still? Or people know you? People having a good time with you and everything? Or
For the most part, people remember it. People are incredibly supportive. I still get a great reaction when I come out, and fans seem to be really interested in watching the character and watching me perform. And I'm just really lucky and grateful. I think I have some of the best fans in the world. I really do. They've always been supportive of me, and they remember me. So that's a huge thing, because when you're off TV for a while, people have a tendency to forget. But my fans just haven't forgot about it, and that's great.
Well, you need to be going to ROH or PWG or something, man. It'd be awesome seeing you in those federations, stunning people.
Yeah, that's two groups that I've never worked for, and I've worked for just about everybody. So yeah, it would be great to get an opportunity with one or both of those groups. I would enjoy doing that.
Hey, I just made a WrestleMania match, a 6-man tag: Stone Cold Steve Austin, Sharkboy, and Stone Cold ET versus Goldberg, Gilbert, and Ryback. That'd be awesome.
Those three guys on the other side are too similar.
I like my wrestling more tits. I'll be honest.
We need the women in there. We got it.
I'm. How you doing, Sharkboy? I'm the resident perv on the show. So
right on, man.
I ask all the important questions, like
okay.
Go.
How many of the wrestling girls do you get to bang? Is that part of your character?
Oh my god.
Is that like in the contract, or how does that work?
Yes, it's in my contract. I get a minimum number per year.
Oh wow,
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Do you do it with your mask on?
Be real.
Yeah. Do you use the mask or what?
No, you know what, man? I'll be totally honest. I tried that one time, and it was so ridiculous. I said I never want to do this.
I respect your honesty.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you heard of a wrestler named Bud Doobie?
Who?
Bud Doobie. No, haven't.
See.
Oh my God, you guys don't watch Locked Up?
Nobody watches but you, man.
On MSNBC.
Yeah. There's this guy named he was I guess locked up in Colorado, and he wrestles too, and he came up with the name Bud Doobie, and his whole character is that he smokes pot. So that's what kind of intrigues me. But he's racist too, so I don't know how to feel about
but he's
that.
Racist too.
Huh?
Well, nobody's perfect, right?
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of
racist,
oxymoron, because when you're high, you're too high to be racist, and everyone knows that.
Yeah, you would think. Yeah, you would think. Right.
I mean,
When you're high,
not that
you're
I
too high to
have
be
been.
racist.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Don't judge me, Chris.
No,
What is your favorite thing about?
I don't know who he is.
Oh well, I guess he's not important.
He is.
Sorry, Bud Doobie. I tried. So what is the best thing about your job, and what wrestlers inspired you? Like, I had nightmares that the Ultimate Warrior kicked my ass as a kid. You know, like, as a black kid growing up in the hood, that was the most scariest shit ever. This big ass white guy who's shaking every fucking thing, chasing you. That's pretty scary shit. But he's also my favorite wrestler of all times. That guy's still huge.
I don't know that any wrestlers ever really gave me nightmares. A few promoters have.
I could understand.
TNA.
Yeah, but I was just a fan of I was a big fan of the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah,
Macho Man.
Yeah.
He was my favorite. Brian Pillman, a fellow Cincinnatian. I really looked up to Brian Pillman. Even back when he was flying Brian, he wore the Bengals trucks, and then when he became the loose cannon, that was fabulous. The Hollywood Blondes, of course, with Steve Austin. That was great. And Ric Flair, definitely Ric Flair. I can just remember going to see him live a whole bunch of times, and watching him on TV, and always finding a way to escape with the title. And whenever he lost the title, he'd win it back a week later. I mean, how could you not? You know, at the time I hated the guy, but looking back on it, I really actually just loved watching him work. And whenever I go back and watch his like best of stuff, it's always like that's the best stuff I own probably is Flair.
Well, why did Ric Flair ever ask you to pay his bar tab when you were in TNA?
It's Sharkboy.
He knows I don't carry that kind of cash.
Now,
I'm somebody pay me. Woo!
That's right. You are such a cool guy, and one thing that I've always wondered, and I was watching the recent Vince Russo timeline that came out, and he brought this up, and I've always wondered why this is, and you're one of these guys that's never done this. So maybe you'll be able to answer this, maybe you won't be able to, but why is it that guys in the business, whether they are, in TNA, WWE, ROH, wherever, they're there and everybody's buddies, and then when they leave, they trash everybody. I've never heard you ever trash any of your former employers or fellow wrestlers or anything.
Not even an ex-girlfriend.
Why do they feel like they gotta trash people when they leave?
I don't know. I think for some guys maybe it's the opportunity to stay relevant. When you say negative things, you get a lot more attention. I remember I did one of those shoot interviews one time on video, and the guy says, "We're going to film you without your mask." I said, "Stop right there. I'm wearing the mask." "Well, no, but this is a shoot video." I said, "No, I mean, I want to protect the character. I'm going to wear the mask." "Okay, we can wear the mask. We're going to ask you about, some really controversial people. We're going to ask you about Jeff Jarrett and Triple H and Vince McMahon, and we really want to know what you..." I said, "Okay, man, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be the most boring shoot interview that you've ever done, because I'm not going to sit there and say bad things about guys that I respect." And so I think people do have a tendency to do that. They go negative, and that way you get more attention, you remain relevant, or maybe just they couldn't say anything while they were under contract, and so that's what they do when they have the freedom to say it. I guess they say those things, but I just have too much respect for the groups that I've worked for and the guys that I've worked with, and I don't think it would have to be something pretty bad for me to go negative on anybody really. And that shoot interview I did was like the most boring thing ever. So, and the guy, I told the guy, I said sorry, but that's I told you going in, man, so.
Yeah, I was thinking that it's Izreal here, and I was thinking, if I went into the wrestling business, right, I would definitely have to be a villain, because I just don't do the nice guy shit, right? So, tell me what you think about this whole scheme, right? Because maybe I'll stop doing radio. I was thinking about going as El Negro, and the thing that would be so scary is I'll be a social deviant. I'm like, I'm gonna steal your car, or kind of like Mr. Repo Man. You remember him? And then
Repo Man.
Yeah, I want to be like this social thug, an urban thug. You know what I mean? And I think it'll scare them.
And we got too damn many urban thugs. Yo.
You see what I'm saying? And that's my plight.
Well, I definitely think you should quit radio. No, I'm just kidding.
I should stick to radio?
Yeah, I should.
I think you should quit radio for sure.
See, I knew you would see the genius in that plan.
Well,
right.
if
That's
you do
exactly
that, buddy,
what I
you'll
meant.
see a bunch of hands come up.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man. You know what? It's not so much the character; it's the person that plays it, and I really do believe that if you could take something that seems so ridiculous. Guys have done it in the past in the business. They took a thing that should have never worked and they made it work. And by the same token, guys have been given big opportunities and great characters to play and haven't been able to do anything with it. So, a character can sound great on paper, but it comes down to the performer every single time.
And then?
Yeah, when I was a porn star for a week, they told me the exact same thing. It's like, the character's all right, but your performance lacks luster.
Ooh, that sounds like a short story.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. So the connection that I have with the porn and wrestling is that I DDT'd the producer.
You DDT'd the producer?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Did you short arm clothesline and pick them up like Jake and Bo?
No, I put him in the Iron Eagle. Remember the sheet? You know, you were speaking about characters that you hated that were just so great. I'm gonna give you a couple that like just stick out in my mind. Big Boss Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kicked ass and I hated him because he'd always win. The Mountie.
Oh, he was great.
Mountie.
The Mountie.
That's another case of a guy who, I mean, that could have just been so cartoonish and so silly. But Ray Traylor was an incredible performer, so he made it work.
Yeah. Then the Mountie, he got on my nerves too because he just would always win. Sergeant Slaughter, I hated that guy.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I just didn't like him. You know what I mean? And I don't know. So those three guys stick out in my mind as people I hate. But then, like, you had Bobby Heenan.
It sounds like you have a problem with authority. That's what it sounds like.
You know what? It might be some truth to that.
I think it is, man.
Yeah.
You don't like the Shield either, I bet you.
Nah, I don't. I'm for the urban thugs. You know what I mean? Like,
They don't do so well.
the Booker T's and
Booker T's not a thug.
he was for like 2 weeks.
G.I. Bro or something?
Yeah, I guess I don't know, man. So
Blaster, whatever.
what was that?
I don't know. He had so many gimmicks.
I'm gonna say
gimmicks.
I'm gonna say the worst character ever was a guy named Coco Beware. You guys remember that guy? He had the parrot. He was real flamboyant. I mean, he was
He's
like
in the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
That's how bad he is. There is.
yes, because he's
Don't
the
mess with
official
Coco.
spokesman for transgender wrestlers. Everyone knows that. It's in the Geneva Convention.
It's in the Geneva Convention.
It is. I read it.
All right, next question.
Well, hey, Sharkboy, before we let you go, we're letting everybody ask you a couple more questions. Chris, jump in there, man.
Who do you think is the next big star in wrestling? Do you have any young guys you think?
Sharkboy.
Oh, I know Sharkboy's already a star.
I think you got to keep your eye on Dean Ambrose. He's of course a member of the Shield. He came from my area here. He's trained in Cincinnati and lived here for a while. And I know what he's capable of doing. He's very talented, and I think he's going to wind up emerging as a major star in the WWE. It's only a matter of time. That group will probably stay together for a while, and then they'll kind of all, they'll all do their own thing. And I think he's the one to keep an eye on.
That's cool. And what one thing do you not like about the business?
About what?
The wrestling business. One thing you don't like about the business.
Well, the toughest thing for me was always was the travel. I had a little boy, and it was always tough for me to leave him. When he was 1 year old, I had to go to England for a month, and that was really tough.
Oh,
so I would say time, not so much the travel doesn't. The travel doesn't really bother me as much as time away from your family. I would say that's the biggest drawback.
there it is. Back to you, Jiggy.
Israel, you got anything for Sharkboy before we let him go?
Hey, man, I thank you for participating and putting up with my shenanigans.
Well,
No problem,
don't
man.
scare you away, Shark. Thank God.
Yeah.
Hey, make him do one of the impressions of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, could you cut a promo on Izreal in the Stone Cold Sharkboy voice?
Well, Izreal, I'd like to sit here and say a bunch of negative things about you, but frankly, I don't know who the hell you are.
I love it.
It's awesome. Well, Sharkboy, this has been fun. We're gonna let you get back to the NFL, and
Yes, sir.
we definitely, sir, who walked in behind us, and then we'll. I definitely want to talk to you in the next couple months. Thanks for making this happen, and thanks for being on today, brother.
Absolutely. If I could just get a little cheap plug in.
Yes,
my website,
go.
Sharkboy.net. You can email me straight from the website. I also just got on Twitter. I'm a little late in the game here, I know, but that's Sharkboy.net. So easy to remember, Sharkboy.net or Sharkboy.net on Twitter. Get a hold of me. Let me know. let me know what you want to see out of Sharkboy in the future, and let your local promoters know that you want to see Sharkboy on their shows.
One last question for you, Sharkboy. What song do you come out to?
I have a theme that TNA actually wrote for me. They wrote me a couple or three different themes, but I generally use the one starts with the glass breaking and sounds very similar to another certain wrestling superstar.
Stone Cold
That's the
Steve
theme
Austin.
I use now. There you go. Yeah, that's the one I use now.
All right, that's what you need to switch to hip hop.
No, he don't.
Okay.
You can kick more
Want to
ass.
stay popular, don't do that.
You can kick 33% more ass to hip hop. Floyd Mayweather comes out to hip hop and he kicks ass.
Different sport.
That's true. That's true. That adds up. You're right.
Ass kicking is universal.
Ass kicking is universal. Yes.
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Definitely. We'll talk to you soon, Sharkboy. Thanks, man. Appreciate
All
it.
right, man.